All right. Welcome, everybody, to the AI Breakfast Lab. This is where entrepreneurs, forward thinkers, business builders learn how to use artificial intelligence. We usually address a problem every single morning, and we address two different tools that can solve that problem quickly. And of course, we want to stay competitive with speed in this new AI economy. So every day, Monday through Friday, we take on a real business challenge. We show you one or two AI tools that solve it and then demonstrate a real outcome, and this is important, that you can replicate in your own business. It's a blank canvas and you can make it happen. So if you're here as a guest, welcome. We love our guests. Make sure you let us know if you're a first timer here. We think you will enjoy this demonstration. Every single breakfast lab, we do it Monday through Friday. We take on different challenges every single day. And let's talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing today. So you guys have a clear expectation of what's going to happen. So let's get started here. So our method of teaching is pretty simple. Let's go ahead and look at it. We call it our demo method. Okay. So number one, discover the problem. That's what we're going to do. We're going to identify the challenge. We've already identified it, but I'm going to share it with you this morning. We're going to explore the tool, maybe one or two, and learn the solution together in the lab. And we're going to make something. We're going to build the asset right here, the outcome, and we're going to see the results together. Now, our learning method and our hope for you is that you complete a OODA loop this morning. What does OODA loop stand for? It's a military term. It comes from the Marine Corps. The first two O's stand for observation and orientation. That's what we would like you to do. Ultimately, by the end of the demo, you'll hopefully make a decision and take action. If you're a guest here, maybe this is just enough. I'm ready. I'm in. Or if you're a current consultant and maybe you're hesitant about using some of the other tools, or maybe you haven't walked those waters yet, maybe you'll make a decision to take action. That is a complete OODA loop. Like, for example, when I planned this breakfast lab last night or last evening, I took 30 minutes and thought about it and I planned it. Of course, AI helped me accelerate my plan. I went through a full OODA loop to decide what I was gonna do this morning. I have an entire 30 days planned out already, so I know what I'm doing. But in terms of what kind of message we want, what kind of tools do we want to use? And we're going through a 30-day sprint. So I made a decision. I observed what went out in the field last month, or maybe it was this month, I don't remember, to Florida, and I observed and I oriented myself with the field, questions they have, where they were thinking, words that were coming out of their mouth, feedback. Then I made a decision. I want to change the breakfast lab a little bit. If you haven't noticed, over the last week, we've changed it quite a bit. So the first thing we've changed is the concept of the demo method, right? The full demo method. So let me make sure I'm on the right presentation. Yes, I am. Okay, great. Excellent. So the demo method is important. This is the first thing we've changed, right? The OODA loop is the second one. These two are critical for here at the Breakfast Lab. Listen, really, if AI can't find you, your customers can't find you, right? That's kind of our theme for these 30 days, using tools to help AI find help your find businesses, whether someone's in a law office or a beauty salon, a construction company, a dental clinic, a holistic professional, a coach, a business entrepreneur, whatever type of industry you're on, you're in, You want AI to find who you are, right? There is a concept of authority, a content engine that we're going to talk about, um, that we talked about yesterday, and this is kind of like the theme that we did, right? Yesterday, we looked at the ghostwriter and LinkedIn. You can see, and we solved the problem. We wrote a LinkedIn article and we started that process. We did a lot of research because we know that LinkedIn is a great place to publish articles and newsletters consistently and schedule posts, right? And the game-changing principle of everything that we do here when we're working with our AI platform, inside our AI platform, just know that your information is protected, number one. But it's important for you to see here that not only do we use artificial intelligence, we blend it with your anointed intelligence. When you create something powerful, amazing intelligence, amazing outcomes, right? Your experience, your wisdom, your voice, your story. Trust and protection is always important. Your login, it's your intellectual property. Iron guard guardrails. It stays within your environment. So let's get let's get to the problem here. And I have to go to another presentation to do that because I did not put it in the slideshow. So let's go to that right now. This was part of our presentation last night. So let me just find it here for a moment. There we go. Go down here. There we go. So this is what we're going to address right now. An AI podcast. Right? Here's the problem. Most people just don't do and go around thinking, I want to create a podcast because it seems like it's such a hard mountain to climb, the editing, the time. They don't know where to start. I think it takes too much. Maybe somebody's told you should start a podcast because of your expertise. Maybe you've thought about it. They don't know what to talk about. They don't have the recording or the editing skills. They overthink the process. Here's what happens: their voice stays hidden, their authority stays invisible. There are tons and thousands and millions of business owners that are experts in their industry. Maybe they don't have the time to do it. They think they don't have the time to do it. Well, their opportunity never comes to reality in terms of, their authority is really being suffered because AI podcasts or any type of podcast are huge. There's a huge market for it. This is going to be a breakthrough session today. Today, we're going to use two powerful tools. We're going to solve a major problem. We're going to take an idea and we're going to create a podcast episode in minutes using AI. We're going to use our AI podcast generator. It turns ideas into structured episodes. It creates scripts instantly, organizes your content. And then the AI podcast tool that we're going to use generates the podcast ready audio from, formatting our episode, prepares it for publishing. MP3, it's ready, Teddy. Now, this changes everything because a podcast can position you as an authority, builds trust with your audience, it generates leads, it opens speaking opportunities, it grows your brand. The old way takes hours, it's editing headaches. Yes, it is. It's expensive production to maintain consistency. The new way of AI just takes minutes to create, no technical skills needed. It's consistent content output. You just need your expertise. Your voice becomes an asset fast. And this is why this is a real power move for anybody that's an entrepreneur or a consultant because podcasting world, there's 460 plus million people that listen to podcasts worldwide while they're driving, while they're working out. You understand? During lunch break. But listeners are more engaged, they're more loyal, they're more likely to buy. Right? It builds trust, its authority, its influence. 80% of people listen to most or all of the episode. Most people don't just hear you, they trust you, right? That's what we're looking for. So let's build our first AI podcast together. Matter of fact, we should probably start a really cool uh, Momentum Tech podcast, James, and we could teach our tech team to do it for us. Give them all we got to do is give them topics.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it.
And we could start dropping a podcast, even if it's one a week. See, that's four a month. Four times 12, that's 48 episodes a year. So it's good content that allows you to then share your podcast on your social media. All right. One a week. Typically one a week. I mean, oh my God, it takes somebody probably, 5, 7, 8 hours if you were doing all the editing yourself, plus the learning curve. It would take a lot. In this situation, we're going to do it. We could probably do it in 30 minutes, but I'm going to slow it down and teach you and show you the processes, and it'll take probably about 50 minutes. But it's really, really amazing. So let's get started with having some fun together with these two tools. All right. So let's get in here and let's go to our app. All right. So if you haven't noticed, we have some audio tools in the platform, and that's where we're going to go. Create audio or music. So there's a lot of things we could do here. We could create a script. That's what we're going to do first. We could create some music for our podcast also, like the intro and outro, which is important. And you can create an AI podcast, one person talking or two people talking. So we're going to address these two right now. If we have time, we'll do some music for our podcast. Let's go to a script writer first, and we make this pretty simple. You just need to come up with your topic or your title, and then what's your format? Is it a solo monologue? Is it a two-person conversation or a panel discussion? Yeah, this should blow your mind, right? What it can do. Yeah, it's fun, but it's really good for business, right? So, how long do you want it? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20, 30, 45, 60 minutes? What's your tone? Persuasive, friendly, authoritative, humorous, inspirational, conversational, storytelling, dramatic, ener energetic, calm? What's your audience education level? General audience, middle school, high school, undergraduate, graduate, expert, professional. Target audience description. Key points to cover. Any reference documents. Sorry. And then what are the participants' names and what are their roles? And then your primary call to action. Then you could actually include sound design that you could just paste it right into the music creator. Yeah. You guys want to see this in action? So guess what we're going to do? We're going to open up another tab and we're going to go to a trained agent that we've already trained to save time on Momentum Tech. So we're going to go separate tab, separate window here. And we're going to go to our chat with agents. We're going to go to our Wow GPT to speed up the process a little bit because we already have a trained agent here on Momentum Tech right here. The Wow GPT. That's where we're at. We're at the Wow GPT. Okay. And if you go to the top, there's a video here training on how to use the Wow GPT. Some of our first time users that log in for the first time, this is really a great place to start. Start to train a conversation with the Wow GPT. Watch the tutorial, and you can start a conversation, and you can edit the conversation and rename it, to something that you want to remember that you can come back to. Remember, guardrails are in place, right? And then you just save it so you can come back to it. Like you can see, we have some here like Magic Kids, White Belt, 5 tips to video marketing, Agape Benefits, my wife's company, LinkedIn articles from Momentum Tech, and then Momentum Tech. This was one of the first ones we did. That's why it's on the bottom there, Momentum Tech. Right? And you can see that, Momentum Tech. Let me go ahead and move this little thing here because it's always in my way. There we go. All right. So Momentum Tech. This was the first one we did when we started the company. And so it's been trained a lot to help us with everything that we want to do. I mean, see, it's really given us some really good social posts recently. We did that a couple days ago. Stop guessing, start showing. So, this was promoting our Momentum Tech Summit, which is a summit coming up in just 29 days right here in Nashville. You get a chance to meet us face to face. A full day of training. We got people coming and flying in from coast to coast to be with us. It's going to be a great time learning AI, getting AI 3 certified. Making a trip here is a great investment in your future. Put that link in the chat if you're anywhere near. It's a free AI certification event. So if you have guests or friends or anybody that is in near the area, whether it's Alabama or Kentucky areas, those are definitely driving distances. Atlanta, Memphis, right, honey? What else? What other? North Carolina? Yeah, we said Alabama. If you have any contacts people in those locations, you can really those are easy, really driving destinations. I'd even say Texas is a driving location for me, but I mean, maybe not everybody. So we hope to see you there. All right. Let's get started here. Let's go to our app. We went away from it. We're going to go back to the Wow app. Another way you can find the Wow app when your first time in is just click on that little search bar up here. See that little search bar next to Momentum Tech? Click on that and just type in Wow. There it is, the Wow GPT. And we go down to Momentum Tech and let's get some ideas. We're going to write a podcast. Um, and let's give them some names and let's ask it to produce maybe some topics. We would like to launch a AI podcast using our platform. I need to come up with some attractive names that not only would uh, get listeners and prospects to lean in, but I also want the titles of the podcast to be discoverable by AI because we're going to be using the script when it comes to posting our audios with keywords on the page and optimizing the pages and our episode description and hashtags and keywords, everything that we're incorporating into this. Just incorporate the entire campaign and remember this for future podcast episodes. But right now, what I need is a plan. Let's start with a 10-day plan, not 10 days in a row, but 10 series, 10 ideas that center around our Momentum Tech AI suite of tools, as well as our Magic Kids AI platform, and maybe even our AI apprentice certification. The idea here is to create some topics, right? And to tweak them. So we're using the Wow GPT to help us do that before we go to it because we've already trained it, right? So let's try it again. All right. Maybe I was too clear. Sometimes you got to wake these guys up a little bit. So that's okay. It happens. Let's refresh. Okay, there you go. Perfect. It did it. Just had to refresh it. There it is. 10 longer but plain social media posts for the AI Accelerator Summit. Okay, no, that's posts. Those are posts. Let me see. Did it do the other one? Let's see. No, let's try it again. Sometimes you got to wake these boys up. They're agents, right? All right. Well, that's working on it. Let's go down to the AI audio tools. While that's working, I'm going to go ahead and show you some other tools that are in this folder. So the AI voiceover is a place for you to, excuse me, to create short voiceovers for videos or scripts or anything that you're working on. I wouldn't use this for audiobook. Like, if you have 5 chapters or 10 chapters, right? I would use it for something else. So, but this is great for like creating custom scripts. Like here's I can do a custom audio and you don't pay anything for it. That's what's great about it. You don't have to pay any credits. You understand? So, and it produces great audio. Like I think I did a sales audio here. Let's just see what this is here. It's a little longer, right? Let's just play it and look at it. Listen to it.
Listen, if you're part of a church, a ministry, a school, or a mission-driven organization, you already know the truth. Fundraising is harder than ever. Donations are slower. Attention is shorter. And the old methods, they're not just outdated, they're costing you opportunities every single day you wait. But what if I told you there's a faster, smarter, AI-powered way to start raising money today without chasing people down, without complicated systems, and without burning out your team? Right now, organizations just like yours are tapping into a new wave of AI-driven fundraising, and they're seeing results immediately. More engagement, more responses, more giving. Why? Because they're finally meeting people where they are, with the right message at the right time, powered by intelligent automation that works for you 24/7. And here's the part most people miss. This isn't coming someday. This is already happening, which means every day you delay, someone else is reaching your donors first, someone else is capturing attention, someone else is raising the funds you need to fulfill your mission. So the question isn't, should you do this? The real question is, how much longer can you afford not to?
So good audio, right? Good audio quality. So that's you could, put your script in there. Jeanette's doing some uh, little audio clips in here as well in Spanish. She's working in this as well. So there's all kinds of cool stuff you could do with this. So let's go back to our Wild GPT and let's see what it did. So it gave us some really good topics. Let's take a look at them. Brilliant move. Thank you, Wild GPT. All right. Can you guys see my screen? Yes. Okay. All right. Here's a complete launch plan for your Hey AI podcast. It's not Hey AI, but what's it? Maybe it got that word from me, mistyped it. That's listener friendly, AI discoverable. Great. All right. All right. So let's call it, let's remove Hey AI and let's call it Momentum Tech AI. Okay. Excellent. All right, like we got it here. We got 10 ideas. Let's take a look at some of them here. Let's look at the first one here. It gives us a lot of details here from, okay, here it is. Title from AI Zero to AI Hero, the AI Apprentice Certification. I like that one. Well, we're going to take these ideas. Let's just look at them real quick. I think they're all going to be good. How to make your business AI ready in 7 steps. Great thing. From one idea to a week of social, Reels, TikTok, Shorts, LinkedIn. Be the answer, AEO for YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, X. Number 4, your first answer page. One page, one answer, one action. Title, script to studio, style, video in minutes, spokesperson in twin clips. Brand voice chatbots that serve. Blogs AI can cite the answer first format. Local and voice near me wins for Nashville, Franklin, and Brentwood. Family Safe AI, teach, don't cheat, Magic Kids overview. From AI Zero to AI Hero, the AI Apprentice certification. And it gives us some publishing, a blueprint, some smart keywords, hashtags, cross-channel promotion, calls to actions you can rotate, why this works. Yeah, perfect. Okay. All right. I like it. I like what it did. So let's go ahead and copy these ideas. And we'll just copy all this all the way to 10. And we'll get all the cool stuff here that it gave us. So look, it could deliver the full script for me, right? With everything, but I'm not going to use the Wild GPT for that. So I want to use the other tool. So let's just put it in Drive. So I like to organize it because this will be our podcast, so I can share this with the team and they can watch this video and they can learn how to do it, right? So here we go. Here's our topics. So we have obviously several topics. So let's just separate them to organize it. What do you think about these ideas, Jeanette, James? You like them? You like the idea of launching a
Yeah,
podcast?
Oh
absolutely love it.
yeah, it's awesome. I want to do one in Spanish now.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, you can actually do one actually like, and by the way, just to give you guys an idea what we're doing, we're going to be doing a kind of like an orientation call, maybe a couple times a week. We're going to call it open office hours. We got that idea from Vince Baker. Just call it open office hours, where a few of us will be on a Zoom call, one or two of us, and it just be an open orientation where you come and ask questions during that office time. We'll have some of our corporate staff do that as well. It's just to answer questions about the Momentum Tech or AI platform, questions about apps, getting started, just giving you a little information. We're not going to be doing work for you, but it's just showing you how, right? And it's going to be like a little resource for you. We're still when we meet. Our corporate team meets this upcoming Wednesday. We'll talk about it, and then we'll let you guys know when we start it. You guys like that idea? Put a 5 in the chat if you like that idea. If you're a current consultant, this is to help onboard your new people, right? You like that idea? Yes, you like it? Good, good. Yeah, so John Davin's here, and as he learns it, he'll probably really like doing that because he likes doing that kind of stuff. So, plus he can invite his team there. Welcome, John. Very new to Momentum Tech. So everybody, welcome, John. Let's hear it this morning.
Welcome, John.
Great to have you. All right, excellent. All right, welcome, Vince. Vince is even in the house. All
Hey,
right,
Vince, welcome.
all right. Excellent. All right, so here's our ideas, right, for the podcast. So we got some ideas. I told you I wanted to use one here, so I'm going to choose this one here. Number 10, I think it was. There we go. 10. I like that. We're going to copy that. And we're going to let AI do a little bit for us. So let's go into the audio tools. We're going to go to the script writer. Here's our topic episode. Paste that right in there. And we're going to take our a two-person conversation. Let's see here. What is a good length for a podcast episode? Let's do 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Let's do 10. What do you think, guys? 10, 15?
10, 10, 10.
Yeah, tell you what, let's what do you guys think? Vince, you're here. What do you think on we're going to put this on our YouTube channel under podcasts. What kind of time do you think would be good? What's your with your YouTube expertise? What do you think, sir? You can put it in the chat. A good length for us.
You want me to bring Vince up?
Yeah, you can bring him up. That's fine if he wants to. If he can, you can just be on audio if you want to, Vince.
I want to promote you to. Oh, wait a second. For some reason, I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
able to promote him.
yeah. Let me get you. Let me get you access, sir. Sorry. Okay. There you go. So YouTube, by the way, and this is a little bit of a bonus, is probably the number one podcast server in the world, bigger than Apple Podcasts. And YouTube is good for you to post it there, right? So we're on the desired length. What do you think, Vince? You can unmute yourself and you could talk. You don't have to show yourself on video. I know it's early for you.
So you're asking to a link, or what exactly are you asking?
The length of the episode. We're going to put it on YouTube, but it's going to be under the podcast
Oh,
options.
well, sometimes podcasts can be longer, but
Yeah.
I found that shorter stuff is better, but it just depends on, the content and the flow, the speed of it.
Yeah,
You know,
let's do a short one, a 5 minute one for this one, because it's a pretty simple topic, right?
yeah,
Right? AI certification. I think that's really good. A short one's good. It's a quick listen, right? That
yeah.
they could listen, while they're working out or whatever. 5 minute one is good. Let's do a tone. Let's do a tone of conversational, humorous, inspirational, energetic. Let's use energetic or actually authoritative. Well, let's do energetic. Let's try that. Our audience education level. Let's just say undergraduate to keep it, or let's just do a general audience. How about that? And then our target audience description. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leverage our trained GPT, and I'm going to have it put a description for us. Okay. So let's paste that in there. I'm going to speak right in here. As I'm planning our first episode, I need you to help me put together our target audience description. Of course, we want to target small to mid-sized businesses, entrepreneurs, business executives, affiliate marketers, anyone that wants to get prepared, generally speaking, for the AI revolution and get certified. Give me a description for my audience since you already know everything about what we offer. Our first episode will be about the AI apprentice certification. I'm going to close the Wild GPT. The Wild GPT is kind of like your Swiss Army knife for just about any kind of stuff that you want to do. You can write books with it. You can do video scripts. It's trained to write video scripts. It knows all the persuasion, emotional tactics of digital marketing, whether it's FOMO, fear of loss, or it knows all types of hooks as well. You just got to know what to ask it, right? It has all the knowledge base behind it. And we constantly improve it. Matter of fact, this is one of our first GPTs that James and I launched. Whew, how long ago, James? Maybe
A couple of years ago.
a couple of years ago. So it's got it's grown so much and it's got so much knowledge, more than any of the other GPTs, but it's got more diversity to handle a variety of things. So that's why it's a good place for somebody to start with. I would definitely train a GPT, one of your conversations, on your products or a product, or your train it on your YouTube channel theme and what you're doing. Is that way you could easily come back to it, like we're doing, coming back to it 2 years later, and we're still getting great content out of it, right? Because it's trained. It knows all of our apps. It knows all of our Magic Kids apps. It knows all of our product scaffolding. It knows our voice, our brand, everything about us. It has our brand guide, also our entire brand guide, our colors of our logo. It has everything that we need. Okay, so it's really able to help us. So here's a clear, practical target audience description you could use in plain use to plan episode one AI apprentice certification. I included a one paragraph overview, segment snapshots, right? Jobs to be done, pains, desired outcomes, objections, success metrics, and hook lines to tailor to your show. Perfect. All right. So let's take this right here and let's copy that. And let's just bring that right over. You can spend as much time as you want to honing in on your target audience. I'm doing this fast, okay? I might not necessarily even reading it just for the AI Breakfast Labs situation, but you could post, entire, you know, very detailed description. Now, I already have the key points because it gave me kind of like a primary segments. No, that's the segments of jobs to be done. This is like, okay, good. Core pain points, desired outcomes, success metrics, episode promise, tone and voice, hook lines you could use in the episode intro, call to actions for episode one slide audience summary. Okay, so let's go to here and let's see what we need. We need some key points that we're going to cover. Let's just tell it. Since this podcast series is going to be about the AI apprentice certification, and this is going to be a two-way conversation with Paul and Melissa. I need you to help me craft some unique copy. See, like an outline for the key points we will cover in this podcast. Length will be 5 minutes. Great. Talking points. All right. All right. Excellent. So I gave it some parameters. It's a 5 minute, right? Just give me a kind of some unique, like an outline, not our line, but it's okay. Here, it knows what I mean. So here we go here. Okay. Okay. I like it. Let's just put this in here. Let's just copy all this. And let's just put it right in here. Key points to cover. Now I can put in a reference document. If you have like a reference document, right? You could do that, and that could be a PDF file, right? Or anything. That's optional. And then we chose two names already. I gave it the names that we're going to use. And the names are Paul and Melissa. So let's give them the names. Paul. I'll do that in two lines so it doesn't say Paul, Melissa. So Paul, Melissa. I'll put a comma. Okay. Primary call to action is to, I think it gave us some call to actions. Let's just see what we got here. Presenter cues, FAQ questions. Here's the scaffolding. Eight, okay, great. Quick wins, key points. Okay, first line promise. Let's see here. What's a good call to action? Let's see if I find one here. Give me some call to actions for this episode. Give me about 7 different variations, different styles, urgency, as well as scarcity, because we only have 150 scholarships left this quarter. So it knows, obviously, scarcity is a really good way to get someone to take action, right, for a limited time, or urgency. And there's a lot of other variations out there. And the Wild GPT knows them all. So if you know them, you could put them in here and tell it what you want. I'm just choosing 2 right now. All right, let's see here. All right, so scarce, simple. Grab your spot, just 150 left this week, one enrollment. Okay. Let's see here, conversational. Let's just pick one. I'm not going to be too picky right now. Sure. Okay, let's do that. And let's go right here. And let's just put our primary call to action here. And let's include some design. All right. Excellent. Now let's go ahead and click go. Let's hit submit. So now this is where it comes. This is going to happen fast here, guys, because this is where the hard work is in planning out. We have 10 episodes that we can do now. So once we do one, it's easy to do two, three, four, five. The first part is we want to craft it a little bit, see the topic, the keywords, the focus, everything. And I'm going slow for you guys so you understand the process. You may even want to go slower in terms of considering your topics. You may even want to clone your voice and maybe your partner's voice or having a conversation with 2 different people. I'm just going to use 2 AI voices this morning. Like, for example, what probably James and I are going to do for this is when he comes to Nashville, we're going to go into the studio and we're going to record his voice for cloning with echo and really good sound. And I'm going to record mine. And then now we could do James and Ed conversation. James, right?
That's right.
And then we could upload and clone them in here and then do podcasts. So really kind of cool stuff. So here's Paul. Here's the whole everything here. The whole script. Okay. So it gives us everything that we need here for a 5-minute script. Okay. Now you can continue to talk with it if you want to tweak it, adjust it. You can. Notice you can even edit it right here in the platform. There's a pencil here where you just click on edit And you could edit different sections. So you could just do everything right here. You can also just download and export a PDF, right? All of that. So let's go ahead and download the PDF. Okay, there's the PDF. And the reason I'm doing this is I'm going to download it because I want just the script. I don't need the pauses and the music, all that stuff in there, right? I just need everything. So I'm downloading that. And I can just put that right here. Let's just add it right here. Let's watch our GPT work. Okay, so let me just pull that right there. Let's just add the PDF to this. So it has our description. Okay. And let's just look for it here. There it is right there. This was done. Nope, that's not it. That's this one here. Today. Yeah, this is it. Today, 10:47. That's me. Okay. There we go. All right, now. This is the script for the 5-minute episode. Can you just give me the name and the script with no timestamps, no music, no theme? I just need the script and I need the person that's talking in front of it for this 5-minute episode. Can you organize this for me so I could just copy and paste it? Don't change the script, keep it the same, but just make it so I could just copy and paste it. All I need is the name and the script for each individual talking. So well, this is a lot of work. Well, yeah, of course. But look how much time we're saving, you know. You don't have to have any design skills. You just need to use our apps to help you do it. Here it is right here, right? Everything. Paul, Melissa, Paul, Melissa, Paul, Melissa. Okay, there you go. So then I could take this and let's copy this and let's put that in a Word document. Okay. Episode 1. Okay, excellent. Now I want to say add an intro from Paul that says, "Welcome to the Momentum Tech podcast," and write a couple hook lines that he can say in the beginning and put the final intro script together for me. Yeah, all right. Keep the intro focused on the AI apprentice certification. Momentum Tech is the AI Global Wholesale Club, the gold standard of AI technology. Incorporate these simple aspects in the intro between Paul and Melissa. So again, this is where you're asking it to do what you want. You're in control, right? So you're learning a lot of prompting skills here just to get it to where you want. You have to do this. You don't just take the final answer, right? Let's just look. Welcome to Momentum Tech Podcast. I'll change that. It's a global AI standard, yeah, the club, the global AI standard. Today we're focusing on one thing, the AI apprentice certification, your fastest path to AI zero, the AI hero. And then in plain English, AI apprentice, Melissa says in plain English, AI apprentice is hands-on build. No jargon, no coding. You'll create three assets. Okay, no. So change this. The AI apprentice certification is a certification that's your first step of certification in the AI era. 7 modules that prepare you for the AI revolution. Okay, here we go. Excellent. Melissa, in playing the AI Apprentice certification is your first step in the AI era, a practical set of modules that prepare you for the AI revolution. All right, first, a sicky sec. Okay, let's change Paul. Yeah, second, no, remove this, delete that, delete these. Let's dive in. Okay, delete these.
Well, she and her name is in there.
Too long. That's why I'm removing that introduction there. There you go. There we go. So let's add this. Let's copy that. Let's put that in episode one. Let's look at episode one here together. And we'll add that right here in the conversation. Yeah. Let's get started. Let's get started. Paul, AI doesn't browse. Okay, Paul.
You don't have her children. You do not have her children.
Okay. Changing some things manually. Paul. Okay. All right. That's good. This is good enough. All right. So let's select all this. Copy it. Now we're going to go to our second tool, which is our podcast, AI podcast. So now we're in the podcast. So now here's what we can do. We can create a podcast, a new podcast, and we're going to do a dual conversation. And we're going to input our content right here. Paste. There it is. And then we're going to do 3 to 7 minutes. And we're going to do English. And we're going to choose two voices here. So you could choose two voices, as you can see here. You got your host voice and your guest voice here. So you can use your clone voice, like I have a clone voice here. I have two clone voices. I'm not going to use my clone voices. I'm going to use Paul. We're going to say Paul is, let's just keep it simple. Maybe Paul could be Bill. Or maybe let's use Austin Boy just to have some fun. Okay. That's for Paul. And then let's choose our second one, which is Matilda. Is that who we like? We like Matilda, right?
I like Matilda.
Yeah, let's choose Matilda. So see, we're cloning our voices, and James and I, it would be kind of cool to do that, right? So pretty cool stuff. So let's just choose Matilda. If I could find her. There she is. All right, now let's go down. This is key themes. It's optional. Okay. We're not gonna do that. Let's just generate it. Okay. Here we go. So let's go down the bottom and generate podcast. So it takes just a few minutes because it's just an audio file. It's not a video. And audio is pretty fast. So in less than an hour, we got our first episode. The rest of them are going to be pretty easy because we already have the topics. We got all the topics, right? We got 10 days. We could easily generate 20 more topics, right? We have a lot of content. So once James and I clone our voices, we can give all that content and ideas to our team, right? Our team that does it. Or you imagine maybe you have a VA. Some of you have VAs here that are here that you have. And there's no tech skills, there's no editing skills needed. Now, if I do some music in the beginning of it, I'll need to put that in the front of it, right? There's a little bit that needs to be done, but we have the ability to do that really easy. That just streamlines the process. You got the gut. What you need to create was called a donut. A donut, you could put this in the chat. Somebody put donut in the chat, not a physical donut, but it's called a donut. You create a donut where you could actually, your intro and your outro. Now, uh, that's not difficult to do. Um, I could also take this audio and I could do some real fun stuff with it, um, in terms of subtitles too. So creating a subtitles for your podcast would be kind of awesome as well. So it's almost done, and we'll be able to listen to it here. We're almost at the top of the hour. Thank you guys for watching, but let's listen to it and let's look at the outcome because that's part of our demo, right? We show you the outcome. So we solved a problem. James and I want to create some authority in the marketplace. This is just the beginning of it. Let's see how it goes and flows, and then we'll change this to a conversation between myself and James, or maybe between Angela and James, or maybe between Bill and James, or maybe Bill and Jeanette, or you understand where we can clone our voices and we can create all kinds of fun podcasts right here. Pretty cool stuff, right? Really cool stuff. So it's working on putting the conversation together between Austin Boy and Matilda right now. So cool stuff. Any questions in the chat? Are we pretty much, you guys got it? You like it? A donut, yes, a donut. So it's called a donut, right? It's just, and you don't have to redo it over and over and over, right? You don't have to do it over and over. Once you create the donut, then it's over. You could even, you know, there's a lot of places to create that donut, right, James?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And you just got to, once you have it once, you can spend some time doing it. There we go. It's done. The podcasting. You guys want to listen to it?
Yeah, let's listen.
Let's see what it came up with. All right. So let's go back to our library. And there it is right here. It's long. I made a 19-minute one. Okay. Well, that's fine. Maybe the conversation was a little bit longer, but let's listen. We won't listen to all of it, but let's listen to some of it. Here, you ready? Here we go.
The future of business isn't just digital, it's intelligent. Today, we're diving into how artificial intelligence is no longer a luxury for tech giants, but a necessity for every entrepreneur and small business leader looking to thrive.
That's a very accurate observation. It truly is this massive, looming presence, isn't it? On one hand, there's all the hype, but on the other, there's the very real pressure on businesses to adapt and integrate, to simply not be left behind. For most people, especially those running a business, it just feels like this incredibly complex, abstract concept that's impossible to grasp, let alone implement effectively.
That's precisely where the frustration really sets in for so many. You hear about incredible advancements, companies doing amazing things with AI, and then you look at your own business and think, how do I even begin to bridge that gap? It often feels like there's this huge chasm between the theoretical potential and the practical application.
It certainly is true. Many resources out there don't help, being either too academic with jargon or so high level they offer no concrete steps. For busy founders and business leaders who need tangible results, that kind of approach just isn't going to cut it. They genuinely need outcomes, not just theory.
Which is exactly why we're so incredibly excited to talk about something today that really cuts through all that noise. We're diving deep into the AI Apprentice Certification Program. This particular one is genuinely different, specifically designed to be your fastest path from what we call AI Zero to AI Hero. The key elements here are fast and practical.
In very plain English, this program is not about becoming a data scientist or a machine learning engineer. It is specific.
Pretty good. Now, I probably would edit it and not use Austin Boy. He's kind of a little, he's like a really kind of got a little swag to him, right? Maybe use a more high energy voice. That's where cloning your voice would be really good. Another thing I would probably do is to humanize the script. So take it a little more natural, right? Make it more natural. So I may ask the Wild GPT to take that script and make it more natural and human conversational, right? So those are some things that I would do. But I like the way it incorporated, everything. Now, what you could do is you can easily take this and you can download it. I mean, it gives you the quality here and everything that you need. You see the download button right here? So you can it downloads into an MP3 ready to go. Now, there's no editing of it. It's done. You would have to redo it again. So you go back to podcast and you can see here it's completed. You can delete it, and you can make it happen. Here's a couple other ones. You can see like some examples of ones that I've done practicing and testing the app. Look, just listen to the beginning of this one.
What if I told you that the future of content creation is not about individual skill, but about accessible AI? Today, we're diving into Momentum Tech because it's changing the game.
I've definitely heard the buzz, but I haven't really dug in. What exactly is Momentum Tech all about?
Essentially, it's this all-in-one platform designed for creating just about any kind of content you can imagine. Think images, videos, audio, documents, presentations, even full-fledged websites.
Wait a minute, all of that in a single platform? That sounds incredibly ambitious. How does it even work?
Well, here's the really interesting part. It's all powered by AI, so you don't need to be a design expert or a prompt engineer. You simply describe what you want, and the AI generates it for you.
Pretty cool, right? So you can see the different styles that you can do. And here was another one that we did just to close out here. This is Jessica, and it's a conversation. I don't know if this is a single or a conversational. Let's see what it says.
Imagine a world where you could launch a full-fledged online campaign in under an hour. Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today with Momentum Tech, a platform that's turning the content creation game on its head.
Whoa, under an hour? That sounds almost too good to be true. What's the catch?
Well, that's what we're here to explore. Momentum Tech claims to bring together over 40 AI-powered tools under a single login, covering everything from content creation to video production and website building.
Cool, right? Now, listen, there's more ways to do a podcast in here. Like I could just input an idea, right? And I could say, maybe I want to do a single voice, and I could do it, just input just a little bit of information. You don't have to put a lot of information in. You could also just put in a URL. I can put in a URL and it'll create a podcast. It'll read the website and create the podcast. So if you have good copy on your website, it'll, like I can put in magickids.ai and it'll create a podcast for me without doing nothing else. We did the long way. So try it out yourself. What do you guys think? You saw the demo. All right. Now, what do you think? What action will you take? You got you observed, you got oriented a little bit. Will you make a decision? Will you take action? If you will take action, let us know. Will you take action? Will you create your first podcast? Yes. Well, guys, thank you for joining us here at the AI Breakfast Lab. Before we go, I just want to wrap up. Hey, the AI certification for the apprentice certification is available. If you are a guest here or you're a guest on our YouTube, get with the person that invited you or shared that link with you and get registered for the AI apprentice certification and take the first step in the AI era. There's limited availability for the AI apprentice certification. If you're a guest here, the person that invited you has a very unique link that you can get your AI apprentice certification. Thank you for joining us today. Today is Friday. Look forward to seeing you Monday with a new topic, a new challenge, a new solution in the AI revolution. I'm Ed Garza, the Chief Technology Officer. Thanks to James Moneypenny, our CEO, and Jeanette Garza here also for being here to help us and answer questions and help guide us in this AI revolution. We're glad you're here. James, close it out and we'll rock and roll and have a great weekend.
Thanks for being here, everyone. Have a great weekend and just keep coming back. Take action, take action,